Blame Truth here, and I'm back, and I realize that this title, the title of this video, may ruffle some feathers, but it needs to be said. Keep in mind, I have 20 to 30 minutes of stuff to get through, so don't judge a book by its cover. Hear out what I have to say. I have found in my time of playing Call of Duty and my time of playing Battlefield that it's almost two sides of the same coin. On one side, the Call of Duty side, Bobby Kotick and the rest of the Activision suit and ties can come and kick the customer in the fucking nuts, fuck their girlfriend right in front of them, and the customer will still shell out money for them. They'll just sit there, spread their cheeks, doesn't matter if there's lube or not, and just take it. On the other hand, Battlefield's community seems to be more of a Karen variety. Now, not all of the communities like this. In fact, there are some very level-headed people there, but a good chunk of the community, dare I say, are just fucking retarded Karens. It's actually crazy to me how different both are, but both are equally as annoying. And I have to call it out and just be the beacon of reason, the logical one here, and say we need to meet somewhere in the middle with both franchises. But regardless, I have a bunch of stuff I want to cover in this video, and let's just get right on into it, shall we? Sit down and ready your fork and knife for some meat and potatoes because, viewer, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So where do I even start in this video? Undoubtedly, I'm going to piss some people off with this one, but I have to speak the truth. You might not like hearing it, but it needs to be spoken regardless, okay? I guess I can start with Black Ops 7 here. Now, guys, I'm sorry. It's actually taken me a while to make this video, not because I don't want to make the video, but because every single time I cover Black Ops 7, I am liable to fall the fuck asleep. I don't know what it is about this game, but I am so motherfucking checked out. Maybe it's just me. Comment below and let me know if you're the same way. Like, looking at Black Ops 7 anything just drains my energy. I feel like Black Ops 7 is just calling from what we do in the shadows. It's sucking the life out of me. I just get so tired. I'm not making that up for the video or whatever. I'm not trying to be a character. I'm not trying to be entertaining. This shit makes me narcoleptic. Dude, I tried to watch the multiplayer launch trailer. I made it like 50 seconds into the minute and 20-second trailer before I thought I was gonna pass the fuck out, man. Let me give you Exhibit A here. Okay, tell me if you get sleepy looking at this image. Oh, God, sorry. I have seen it all, and I do not care. Judging from the views, no one else really does either. My God, man. I just, it's so fucking boring. I haven't said that in a while, but it is. It is boring. So even though Call of Duty is giving us just the most boring marketing ever, I mean, everything in Black Ops 7 is just stuff we should have got 5 years ago, to be completely honest with you. It just looks like a poor man's Black Ops 3 to me still, even with no SBMM. So I'm trying my hardest to be excited for it. I really am. I swear I'm not just saying this for the video. I just, it's so hard to give a fuck. It's so hard to care anymore. But even with this stitched together game, Call of Duty may inevitably win the war against Battlefield for the simple fact that the Battlefield 6 community is so stupid. I mean, when I show you what I'm going to show you, you will see exactly what I am talking about. I've been gathering evidence over the past couple of days to show you guys everything. I have receipts here, okay? After a brief word from this video's sponsor, we're going to get into that, and we're going to get into some more Call of Duty drama. Stay tuned. If, like me, you guys like watching live streams, then you are absolutely going to love this. 1v1me is a platform that lets you stake the best Call of Duty players or Madden, NBA 2K, college football, and FC. And if they win, you make money. How it works is really simple. Find a match you want to stake on. I'm going to pick Bobby V here, and I'm going to put in $32. He has a multiplier of 2.07x. So if he wins, then I get 66.23. It's really as simple as that. Couldn't be easier. There's also anti-fraud measures, so no cheating here. COD matches run every night at 10 p.m. EST. Over $100 million has been paid out to users on the platform, and every match is reffed and streamed with instant payouts after the game. So if you guys want to get in on this, go to 1v1.me/blame and use code BLAME when you sign up. That will get you a $50 no sweat offer. Meaning if your first stake loses, you get your money back up to $50. This is an incredible deal, but you got to use code BLAME. Visit the link in the video description or pinned comment. Check them out, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to the video. I got to open up a Blamewiser for this one straight away. Set that down. Listen, man, listen. This might not look like a crazy thread, but let me just go over everything before I get into more and more evidence here for why the Battlefield community, at least half of them, are stupid as fuck. And I'm sorry, I understand I'm like burning the candle at both ends here. I'm gonna piss off the COD and the Battlefield community, but I need to talk about this. So this is a thread. The bait and switch of Battlefield 6. Nothing illustrates the drastic tonal shift of BF6 from launch to Season 1 better than these two images. Now, you might be asking yourself, what in the fuck is this loser talking about? If you're sane, you're going to be saying that. At least, I think you are. But just take a look at this post and the people that upvoted it. I cannot believe this. Check this out. 20,000 upvotes. The launch branding felt like the core BF we've all missed. The 4 anonymous soldiers, seen only from behind, communicated that this game is about nameless fighters thrown into all-out war. The gritty, desaturated color palette set the tone. A squad caught in the chaos, witnessing a massive event unfold. Exactly the kind of cinematic warfare moments Battlefield fans love. Then came Season 1. After barely 18 days of that grounded atmosphere, this new branding looks ripped straight from Call of Duty and seems to represent a broader shift. The characters now stand front and center, posing under studio lighting, each seemingly auditioning for their own hero franchise. The classic subtle orange accent from the launch artwork has been replaced with a loud, glossy orange that dominates half the frame. I'm sorry, this is so retarded, I have to drink some more beer. Give me just a second. All right, the game can be fun to play, but it's simply not what was sold to us. We're only a couple of weeks in, and EA are already backtracking on promises that make up the core Battlefield experience. I'm reminded of the first BF 2042 trailer that convinced everyone DICE understood what fans wanted, and then, well, we all remember how that went. What we're left with is a Call of Duty game wearing a Battlefield skin marketed as a return to form for the BF3/BF4 era that never arrived. I'm sorry, I'm about to crash the fuck out here. Let me just take another swig of beer. I'm sorry, I'm drinking this fast. I understand that, but this is so stupid, okay? Now, I want to give credit to the Battlefield community here because not everyone is like this. It's about 50-50 and maybe even 60-40 on the side of the logical people that won't write out this drivel. And by write out this drivel, it gets worse. One of the reasons I was drinking a lot there, because I noticed this, and maybe you did too if you have a sharp eye, this post seems to be written by AI. I am not joking. Look at the stupid dashes and stuff like that. It's a dead giveaway that AI has written this slop. And 20,000 plus people upvoted this shit. I want to make something perfectly clear here, okay? I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way. I want you to just really take this in as someone who's been playing FPS since, I say Half-Life 1, 2001. Technically speaking, I've been playing since GoldenEye on N64. When was that? 97 or whatever? Turok 2 on the N64 as well. Half-Life 1 was just the first one I managed to beat at the time. Regardless, I have been playing first-person shooters for the better part of 30 fucking years. Listen to me when I say this, okay? Battlefield 6 is a good game. It's a good FPS on the multiplayer front. It just fucking is. If I had to give it a rating in its current state, even with the bugs and the bug fixes that haven't yet gone through, I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's solid as hell, and it can only get better or worse. We don't know yet, but it can only get better with time. It appears that DICE is listening. They actually listen. They listen to the people that hate the color blue and don't want this skin. They listen to the people that don't want the bright colors, as you can see here. They listen to the people that don't want to play RedSec for the challenges. They are very good at listening. We have to give them that. What I'm afraid of is that they listen to people like this and completely lose to Call of Duty. Like, in an attempt to please everyone, they please no one. They're getting pulled in 8 different directions and they don't know where to go. So they just constantly fumble and lose the entire player base. I am genuinely worried about that as someone who really likes Battlefield 6. I mean, guys, I don't really want to play Black Ops 7 this year because I played the beta of Black Ops 7 and it's just not as satisfying. It's not as fun as Battlefield 6, in my opinion. The gunplay in Black Ops 7, if I can be completely honest, it doesn't hold a candle to Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is just so much more satisfying to get kills and to blow shit up. And it just looks better, it sounds better, it plays better, it feels better, it's better. I think objectively, and I'm sorry for the Treyarch fans out there, I just don't think Treyarch's gunplay, how satisfying it is to kill people and how the guns feel, I just don't think it holds a candle to Battlefield 6 and even, dare I say, Infinity Ward's Call of Duties. And even, dare I say, Sledgehammer's. I don't know why Treyarch's games, their gunplay just comes across as weak for the most part, especially in the last couple of years. Not sure what it is, man, but it just isn't very satisfying to shoot in the game, in my opinion. But aside from that, the reason the game is so boring, Black Ops 7 I mean, is this. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments section, but hear me out. I think I'm speaking the truth here, okay? Call of Duty is stuck playing the hits. What they're bringing us right now in 2025 is what we should have got back in 2020. They've strayed so far from what they were, we're playing catch up now. Like, we're playing catch up. We're 5-6 years behind at this point. It's like Call of Duty lost its identity when it tried to be Fortnite's creepy uncle, leading gamers back to the Cosby Suite. Which is a real thing that some of these developers at Activision Blizzard had, by the way. Yeah, pretty disgusting, right? And yet, no one really talks about this, but I digress. I ain't getting paid from nobody, so fuck them all! But back to the main topic here, okay? Battlefield 6. I like playing the fucking game, all right? I am happy that after like 6 years, I have a shooter that doesn't give me AIDS! And I'm sick of this community complaining about the stupidest shit. If I'm telling you to stop complaining, you have gone too far, motherfuckers. Can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get this video was amazing, learned a lot if you agree with me? Like, there are real issues with Battlefield 6. The map size is maybe too small. The bloom bug is a thing. I would like them to address bugs faster. They're a little slow with it, to be completely honest with you. There is a bug that I didn't even know was a huge problem because I'm seeing all these complaints flood the feed about, like, colors. They don't like the color blue and this color green's too neon or whatever. And posts like this, the game is just Call of Duty now that Season 1 has launched and there's a Battle Royale in a store. Like, it's just the stupidest shit. Meanwhile, the devs aren't hearing the actual complaints about the gameplay that would make the game even better. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying here? Like, they're listening. DICE is listening. But are they listening to the right thing? That is what I am worried about. And I'll be honest with you guys right now. I think Battlefield has a legitimate chance to overtake Call of Duty, but with the community how it is right now, it won't last long. The COD community, on the other hand, are just dumb sheep. Call of Duty can literally shove a spiked dildo up their player base's assholes without lube, twist it around some. That's terrible, I'm sorry, but I gotta get my point across here. They could do that, and then like a year will pass, and they'll do the bare minimum thing to get some goodwill, and then the Call of Duty players will lose their mind and start stroking the shaft like they're Jenna Jameson. There's no middle ground between these communities. I find the Battlefield community to be fucking miserable Karens for the most part, and I find the COD community to be stupid sheep. Like, there are people in the middle. Like, look at these comments here. I don't want to just throw everyone under the bus in the Battlefield community. I think in my comment section, and I think a lot of people on the subreddit with some sense know that this stuff is just stupid as hell. Like, posts like this are just dumb as hell. Check this out. In response to that one thread with like 20,000 upvotes, it's the most ridiculous stuff ever. There's stuff like this. There are comments that feel how I'm feeling, you know? Jarvis, I'm running low on karma. Chat GPT, make me a whiner post, stat. This sub is full of the most whiny people imaginable, OMG. I actually found this post through r/OKBuddyPTFO. Instant subscribe, this place is a joke, LOL. This person may not like, a lot of the stuff with the store or some of the skins, but he says, I'm sticking with Conquest and Breakthrough. I'm sticking with my camo-based skins. Play the game the way y'all want. I don't give a fuck about a battle royale, so I'm just not going to play that game mode. I don't give a fuck about their battle pass, so I'm just not going to buy it. This person posts a meme basically making fun of everyone that, is like calling the game out for having a store. Guys, it's 2025. Games are going to have battle passes and stores to feed the free content in the form of maps and guns that we get after the launch of the game. It's commonplace now. It's not a means to freak the fuck out. This Chad right here has one of the best threads I've ever seen on the subreddit. Like, start fully waiting for revives. It changed my whole gameplay experience. So I mainly started doing this as my beers ended up getting warm during matches, and I figured fully running out the revive timer was a good chance to relax. Yeah, it's a good idea. Normally I would wait a bit, but if there were no medics on screen showing as nearby, I would skip. Now I let it run out completely, even if no one is around me. The amount of times I see a medic sprint at me from 50 meters away to revive me with 0.1 seconds left is insane. I'm on the edge of my seat, nearly shouting, yes, yes, you got it, save my KD. Honestly, makes the game more fun and gives a nice break. This guy has a genuine good suggestion that I feel like may get overlooked, but he says, show EA we want support for Portal and not RedSec. As far as I can tell, it's two different teams, but yes, I would love like more Portal-based maps or whatever. This guy writes a thread that says, I'm 34, played Battlefield 6 till 4 a.m. That should tell you something. All right, this is just my opinion, and I'm fully ready for the downvotes, but I honestly think people are way too harsh on Battlefield 6. The game's only been out for a month, and for the first time in years, I actually played until 4 a.m., and I'm 34 years old. That hasn't happened to me since the old BF3, BF4/BF1 days. I'm right there with them, man. I have like 85 hours played, and I don't game like I used to, where I just, no life stuff. This game's fun. I've played more Battlefield 6 than I've played the last, 5 years of Call of Duty games combined. But the point of all this is that there are good apples here. There are genuine fans of the franchise, but then there are people that, I don't know what it is, man. Just a bunch of angry boomers that aren't good at the game anymore or something, or can't handle the fact that there's a battle pass now. I don't know what it is, but it is like the polar opposite of the Call of Duty community, which in turn is still bad. Just it's bad in a different way. We need something in the middle. Call of Duty had genuine things that were just absolutely disgusting. like genuine pay-to-win mechanics in their games. At one point in time, casino-based matchmaking, like pure and utter manipulation, gaslighting the community, etc., etc. And yet people just turned a blind eye to it and told me to stop complaining. Meanwhile, Battlefield 6 players are complaining that the game has a store, an optional store that they never have to enter. Like, there needs to be some middle ground. There are things that Battlefield 6 isn't doing right. Please call those out. Like I said, I missed that whole like drone bug. I didn't know it was like hurting Breakthrough and Rush in game modes like that so much. I don't know why DICE haven't disabled that, for example. That's something that should be criticized. That's something that should be complained about. Not like the fact that the artwork for Season 1 isn't up to snuff to your standards and the game somewhat resembles Call of Duty because it made a better battle royale than Warzone. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit, dude? But take a look at this and just look at how much momentum we have against Call of Duty here. I'm going to cover the stupid Circana numbers, which aren't actually numbers at all, but I want to cover it for context here, okay? Check this out. So Battlefield 6 on Steam is doing very well. This is after the release of RedSec. I took this screenshot on Sunday, and I'm going to compare it to Call of Duty, which I also took a screenshot on a Sunday. But yeah, a very healthy player count. 563,989 24-hour peak players. If we compare that to Call of Duty, at 58,204 players, it's nearly 10 times the player count of Call of Duty on Steam. We can probably assume that it's like that as well on the EA app versus Battle.net. Now, on console, it's a different story. The Circana numbers came out, which aren't numbers at all. It's just stupid fucking rankings. I want to see actual numbers, please. But regardless, this is before RedSec even came out for Battlefield 6. So Battlefield 6 on PlayStation is number 7, and on Xbox, it's number 5. Very impressive considering the console most played list never really changes. Let's be honest here. It's a lot of free-to-play stuff and Grand Theft Auto 5, basically. And what makes this even more impressive is that Battlefield 6 is not releasing on old-gen hardware. Call of Duty, to my knowledge, Call of Duty, Roblox, Grand Theft Auto 5, all that stuff, and perhaps even the sports titles and Fortnite. You'll have to correct me there. I'm not sure. Let me actually Google that. Yeah, Fortnite's on old hardware as well. All this stuff is adding in the old gen people that refuse to upgrade or can't upgrade or whatever. And it's a sizable portion, guys. It's a big fucking portion of the player base. I think it's something like 40 to 50% of people on the PSN, like, you know, metrics here are still rocking old gen hardware. So these numbers are not even apples to apples with Battlefield 6, especially considering that this is before RedSec has even come out. It's incredibly impressive that this is just PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X and not the old gen stuff. And it's, you know, up there with the ones that have the boost from the old gen hardware. It's really impressive on console. Now, I'm gonna make a bet here. I'm gonna make a bet here and say that Call of Duty, which is a number 2 now behind Fortnite, is not beating Battlefield 6 in player numbers by 10 times the amount like Battlefield 6 is beating Call of Duty on PC. I just do not buy that. For all measurable metrics, it appears Battlefield 6 is still beating out Call of Duty. And this is why I want Battlefield to continue to kick Call of Duty's ass, or at the very least, be a competitor, okay? I want them to be a competitor because everyone wins. Do you guys think I like playing shitty Call of Duty games every year? Yeah, Black Ops 7 is boring as sin, but it's not bad. I don't think it's bad after these matchmaking changes. It remains to be seen with the full launch at least, but we're finally getting what we want as a Call of Duty community because of Battlefield. So please, all the miserable fucks on the Battlefield 6 subreddit and in the Battlefield 6 community, shut the fuck up and complain about things that will actually improve your game, okay? Complain about the things that I have been complaining about in Call of Duty, which magically got fixed as soon as they got their ass kicked. Imagine that. The reason that happened wasn't necessarily because of me calling it out, because no one else really did either. Me and like 5 other people did, yeah, but the community as a whole just let it happen year after year after year. Oh, but lo and behold, there's another option now. There's a competitor taking money out of Activision Blizzard's pockets. Then they get their ass in gear. I do not want to see Battlefield 6 lose this war because the community fucks it up. I just don't want to see that. And I think anyone with a brain will agree that we need to start complaining about the things that actually matter. I can get on board with complaining about certain skins and giving your feedback there, because skins are sort of like a subjective thing, right? I don't mind the blue stuff, but maybe other people do. Fine. I don't really care either way, man. I'm playing a first-person shooter. I don't really care what I look like necessarily. I just want to get in and enjoy the gameplay of Battlefield. You know what I mean? But regardless, guys, I am out of time. I've pretty much switched full board to just playing Battlefield. I have so little interest in Call of Duty this year. I'll check it out, but I don't know, man. I'd rather play Battlefield. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. If you did, drop a like rating.